Hello guys, welcome once again. This is the Love Surgeon. Today we are going to be doing a quick one on habits and attributes that we need to drop before getting into marriage. Right? Now, some of you might want to ask, why is it that we need to drop certain attributes before getting into marriage? What's the difference between marriage and relationship, or marriage and courtship? Of course, we know that the process of courtship is where a situation whereby two individuals, a male and a female, who intend to get married and spend the rest of their life together, get to know each other and study one another while building their love and trying to test the waters to know if they are compatible or not. While marriage, on the other hand, is a legal union between a man and a woman who have decided and have come together and have done the necessary traditional, legal, and religious rites to live the rest of their lives together. Now, sometimes some attributes are beneficial both in relationship and in marriage, but at some other times they are not beneficial. Of course, there are specifications based on the individuals, and we also have generality. That's general attributes that most people generally are not comfortable with, like they are a total red flags. Now, one of them is being overtly sensitive, especially when it is negative. Now, being sensitive is not a bad thing, because there is this natural protective instinct that we have inside of us. Of course, we all do, we all have it. We want to be protective. We want to guide our hearts jealously so no harm comes to it. Yes, it's natural, but when it's excessive, it becomes a problem. Now, your partner might tolerate or may tolerate these attributes of oversensitivity because they are not married to you. But I am of the opinion that if whatever you can take in marriage, don't take it in relationship. Like, it's that simple. Because if you do and you eventually end up in marriage with that person, you're just gonna have a whole lot of things to regret, because you're doing it out of love and expectation and hoping that that particular person will change, but that's just a real person. Okay, and if you're tolerating it in relationship and hoping to get a different person in marriage, sorry, the situation is different. So being overtly sensitive, excessively sensitive, is a bad habit. Try as much as you can not to be overtly sensitive, not to react to everything that happens. You don't pay attention to everything. Aside the fact that it's not good for the relationship, for your partner, you're just going to give yourself blood pressure, high blood pressure, because you'll be worrying about things that are not necessary. And at the same time, you're not being able to focus on things that are actually important in your life. Now, this oversensitive nature is innate and inborn in some people, but of course, you can work on it. It can be controlled. Why some other persons can develop it along the line out of jealousy. Now, that is the first attribute. If you are overtly or excessively sensitive, it's a bad attribute. Work on it and try to drop it. Attribute number 2 is being protective and defensive. Excessively protective and defensive. Of course, everyone wants to guide what they want, what they love, and protect it. We want to protect our partner in such a way that not even a fly comes to them, not even anything hurts them. But when this protective and defensive nature is born out of jealousy, it becomes a problem. It becomes a very huge problem. Don't forget that it is courtship, it is relationship, and it's usually engaged in by two adults. Not an adult and a kid, or two kids. Usually involved in by two adults. And of course, you should respect the adult nature of your partner and give them some freedom to make some personal decisions. You don't try to protect them at all costs, because when time you're doing that and you're doing it at all costs and you're excessively protective, just know that it is born out of jealousy. and that jealousy definitely will stimulate insecurity, and both of them will definitely lead to over possessiveness. And of course, nobody wants to be with a possessive partner, because when you are in a relationship with a possessive partner, you feel as though you're in a cage. And of course, nobody wants to be in a cage. I don't know about you, I don't want to be in a cage. Do you want to be in a cage? Definitely not. The answer is very obvious. You don't want to be in a cage. Even animals want freedom sometimes. They don't want to be in a cage, let alone humans, and adult humans for that matter. Alright? So, don't be excessively protective. Respect your partner's decision and opinion sometimes, where and where necessary. Send your message across with what? Dialogue, and not by force. Right? Not by force. Now, the third, all of them are important, okay? Don't mind me. The third attribute that you need to drop before getting into marriage is trying to control your partner. Trying to control your partner. Like, you just want to be in charge of everywhere they go, who they talk to, what they eat, what they do. You just want to be in charge of everything. Now, nobody wants to be controlled. Some people just want to be free. They want to get out of their parents' house just to get some freedom. Now, engaging in a relationship, you want to put them in another prison by controlling them, telling them what to do. Of course, their parent can mandate them and order them to sit down and not go anywhere. Sometimes, forcefully, you hear you're grounded. You don't want to do the same thing to them, because that's possibly what they are running from. And for those that already have the freedom from home, you don't want to be the one to do or to restrict their movement and all that. So don't try to control your partner. It is a very, very bad attribute. Some of them might just condone it, okay, during relationship. Like I said, might, because they love you. But of course, too much of everything is bad. So it will get to a point that they can't take it anymore. Like, it's going to choke them, and they have no choice but to break out of that cage and breathe the breath of fresh air. So it is a bad attribute. It is not good for marriage. So if you want a lasting relationship, make sure that you are not overly sensitive, you're not excessively protective and defensive and possessive, and at the same time, you don't control your partner. Alright? Now, don't forget that this is the love surgeon, and when it comes to these principles, they only work when you walk the principles. Because when it comes to matters of the heart, we all react differently regardless of the general principle. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing to the channel. For those of you that are yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get the pop-up when the next video is up. See you in the next video. Thank you. I love you all.